It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another live Q&A video. This is Q&A number 198. As always, we're obviously going to dive into a lot of Walking Dead questions most likely, but if there are questions that you have outside the scope of Walking Dead, those are also welcomed here. There was a lot of updates about the universe of The Walking Dead, which I did like a long discussion stream about yesterday. That's on the channel. You can go and check it out. There is some news about the movies, some slight kind of hints or indications about, you know, what might be happening in that. There's also a interview done that tells us a little bit more information about the world beyond Walking Dead's third spinoff. There's also some new information about a new crossover in season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. All of these we discussed in the stream, but I'm sure there's going to be lots of questions about those, so those are all welcomed here as well. As always, let me know if there's any issues with the stream, if there's any lagging or anything of that sort, and I'll try to get those resolved. While we're waiting, two quick reminders. Tomorrow I'm going to be uploading a discussion Walking Dead video related to Michonne and her exit story. And it's part of the poll that we did on the community section of YouTube. The one that came on top. So we'll do a video on that tomorrow night, so expect that. Also on Sunday or Saturday, which is tomorrow, stay tuned for my reaction to The Mandalorian. Now, there is a slight chance that might come on Sunday instead of Saturday night, because I'm not going to be home tomorrow night, but we'll see. I'll do my best to get that up tomorrow night, but if not, on Sunday morning, it'll definitely be uploaded, or it'll be up. And obviously, we're going to have our next Q&A on Sunday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time as well, just like every week. So with all of those updates out of the way, let's see how many people are on the chat here. So there isn't too many people on the chat right now, so we'll give it a few minutes to see how many more people are going to show up. If anything, we might have to make this Q&A shorter, depending on how many people join here. So I don't know if this stream is still going, but there are some issues on my end, which I'm trying to get resolved here. So we should be good now. I don't know if there's any lag or anything, let me know, but we should be good. All right, so we'll just give it a few minutes to see if people are going to ask any questions, if anything. But other than that, how many more people are going to join. And then we'll kind of decide how long the stream is going to be. I hope there's no lag. On my end, everything is good, so let me know if there's any lag, but I think we're good. But we're just waiting for some activity on the chat right now. So if you are watching, first let me know you're watching so I know, and then ask any questions that may be in your mind. Doesn't have to be Walking Dead related, obviously. Leon Nordboris, what do you think will happen after season 10? I think for the majority of season 11, which we're obviously getting because they confirmed it, they're going to concentrate on the new story arc after the Whispers, which happened in the comics. Now, how much of that is going to stay true to the comic material and how much they're going to add in or remix, that remains to be seen. But I think the majority of season 11 will be the Commonwealth story arc, which they've already teased in season 10 so far, based on what we saw with Eugene. So we definitely know they are doing Commonwealth. It's just a question of how much of it they're remixing, how much they're deviating from the comics. But I think the majority of season 11 will be Commonwealth. And then maybe other story arcs added in. What I mean by that is TV show only exclusive storylines. For example, season 5, the Beth story arc that we had, where she was kidnapped by the hospital group, the police officers, that was obviously not in the comics. They added that in. But at the same time that was going on, we also had the cannibal story arc, the termites story arc, Terminus, Gareth and everyone. So that story arc was going on, which was pretty much more or less the same story arc that was in the comics at that time. So they kept that, but they added to it a little bit. They added a story arc. So I think it's completely possible for them to have Commonwealth, but add in additional storylines as well. So that's pretty much what I think we're going to see after season 10. If you haven't read the comics, what I can tell you about the Commonwealth storyline is that it's not really like anything we've seen before. Not only the community itself, the scale and what they're all about, but it's not like we meet a new group and it's either we're fighting with them or we join with them. You know what I mean? It's not quite categorized as one of those. It's a little bit different and it's a little bit kind of layered, to say the least. But I'm not going to go into specifics, obviously, because I don't want to spoil it for you. All right, so there doesn't seem to be too many questions going on. So while we're waiting, what I do want to talk about is, where is it? There was another piece of news that came out that I do want to quickly kind of talk about a little bit while we're at it. Let me try to find the article here. There we go. I don't think I'll be able to pull it up on the screen right now because the setup is different on our Q&A than our discussion. But so this article was done, I don't even know who it was done by, but or like where it started from. But it's an interview, I think, with Scott Gimple, and he teased limited event series. So let me see. So he says, we're working on a big push of something I was working on originally, and then I got much more focused on the show in my first year on this job and developing World Beyond and getting the movie going. We really do want to come up with different TV formats, meaning shorter things, and then some limited event series, Gimple told the site. He continued, I'm trying to get together a number of different things that we can show at different times during the year, and this focuses on characters we miss and we lost. It focuses on aspects of that new mythology. It focuses on stories that occur in our universe and have nothing to do with anything. Nothing to do with shows or the movies. That are just things like zombie tales that happen in our world. And our rules and our timelines, but are just really great zombie stories. Really great stories of the end of the world. I've been working on that with a variety of people, and that's actually proving to be super fun and interesting. Gimple added, it's awesome to be able to play with characters that we've lost, and it's awesome to fill in some of those blanks, or some of the blanks. So I thought that was very interesting, and obviously I think what he's saying is flashbacks of sorts, or backstories of different characters who may not be with us anymore, or with us now. So that's very interesting. And obviously, the way he said it, it's going to be small things. It's like, if you remember the webisodes, something like that, maybe even shorter than that. But in terms of characters he might be referring to, the one that comes to mind is Negan with Here's Negan. I think that'll be perfect for a webisode type of show or type of thing. Maybe they'll do something with Carl that might be good, but at the same time, does it really work if Lori and Rick are not going to be there? Maybe, maybe not. Glenn, that'll be awesome. Abraham, people like that. I think those are the type of characters that fans like me, hopefully I'm right about this, but I think fans will be excited to see in some sort of a webisode or some sort of a limited series or limited event series, the way he put it. But I think that's what he's referring to, and I think that's absolutely interesting. And he's right, it doesn't have to match up with the timeline of the TV shows that we have, the 3, or the movie. But it's just great to have. And there's also a chance that we might get a little bit of that in Fear the Walking Dead. There was already some hints that might happen with Abraham on Fear the Walking Dead. They may still be planning to do that. We don't know. Leon Nordbrus, but weren't there in the show 3 big groups? Yes. So Scott Gimple did say there's going to be 3 big groups that are going to be in the universe of The Walking Dead. One of those is the group that took Rick Grimes. That's one of the groups. The next group, Gimple said, is the group that we see in the 3rd spin-off series, World Beyond. And then there's a 3rd one, which he didn't say what it was, but a lot of people or fans have been speculating that it's Commonwealth from the comics. And I think that makes a lot of sense. So these 3 groups, Commonwealth, the World Beyond group, and the group that took Rick. Now, the discussion about what these groups are, other than Commonwealth, obviously, and what their name is, there's lots of speculation about it. There is conflicting information that have come out, but we don't know for sure. But from the information that I've had or I've seen, CRM is the name of the group that took Rick Grimes. And it's the largest one. The next one, the World Beyond one, we don't know what the name is, but there are some leaks about what that could be. But we'll have to wait and see whether that's true and to get some more actual confirmation. Because all of the things I just said, aside from the 3 groups that are for certain going to be there, one being the World Beyond, the other being the group that took Rick, this was confirmed by Gimple. So we know that for sure. But the other parts are more or less just speculations. Leon Nutburis, do you think Rick was in a coma for the past 6 years? I don't think so. I think that'll be underwhelming, and I think that's lazy writing. And based on an interview that Gimple recently did that we talked about on our previous stream, Gimple does hint at that not being the case. Because what he said is that the things that Rick has gone through or he's seen is prepared him for what what he's going to have to deal with in this new story or this new universe, whatever you want to call it. And I think the way he said that leads me to think that he's going to use his experiences from what he went through, which means that he's going to remember, which means that the amnesia or the coma story or prediction or speculation or theory, whatever you want to call it, that's probably false. All right, so there's 4 people watching, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of questions at the moment. So unless something changes and more people show up and there's more questions, we'll go maybe for another 5 minutes, and that'll be the end of our stream tonight. And obviously, we're gonna have another one Sunday. So if there's any questions that might come up later, you can come and ask them there. It'll be at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So we'll go for 5 more minutes of questions here, unless something changes, like I said. Chance to survive the 3 movies. Not necessarily. I mean, let's assume the coma theory is true. They're not gonna have Rick be in the coma the entire first movie. That's just ridiculous. He's gonna have woken up at that point, or by the time we see him. So there's no guarantee he's gonna make it to movie 2 and 3. I mean, it's very likely that he's gonna make it. It's a trilogy of Rick Grimes movies. The first one is really gonna focus on him, but that doesn't mean he's not gonna be in the second and third one. But I think the fact that, or not the fact, but assuming that he was in a coma, that doesn't mean anything about whether he's gonna survive the first one and then get to the second and third. I don't think there's any kind of link between the 2 discussions. All right, so we'll go for another minute here. If there's no questions and no comments or anything like that, we're gonna end the stream here. All right, thanks everyone for watching, and thanks to Leon Nutbrus for asking the questions here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for some videos we're going to upload this weekend. They may not necessarily come out on the day as we've kind of talked about, because timeline wise I may not be able to post everything that I need to post this weekend, but we'll see. But that's pretty much it for this stream. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully see you guys in the next stream. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.